So what I am going to talk today is about future of mobility from a perspective of moving people, which is about cars. And as Kamal said a while ago, that this is everybody's business. This is like cricket. Everybody has an opinion. So have I. I may or may not be right here. I will sort of present some of the possibilities where the future is heading, what is developing, and where this disruption is coming from. So if you can have a presentation, please. Yeah. So I think as we all know, there is a lot of talk about changes happening in the mobility section, especially for in cars, and this is going to be a very interesting phase. Because why I say so, because it is not just about change. Change is happening all the time, and it is constant. But what we see now is sort of a disruption which is going to come. So what I mean, let me show you a small video to just set the context, and then I'll talk about some of the things, the trends which I see will create a future for mobility. So here's a video. Audio.
Undergoing the largest technological transformation in history. After decades of innovation, multiple technologies and megatrends are converging that will revolutionize transportation and lead us into a new era of mobility solutions. Advances in simulation, digital twin, automation, cloud computing, IoT, connectivity, and artificial intelligence technologies are the launch pads for an exponential increase in new innovations. In the face of urbanization, population growth, environmental impact, pandemics, and the need to work from anywhere, there is an urgent demand for innovations in decarbonization, sustainability, and a zero-contact services industry. As a result, consumers want a safer, personalized, connected, affordable, convenient, and environmentally responsible mobility experience. Service providers are reinventing their business models and demand that the transportation experience meets their efficiencies of scale and compliance with environmental and regulatory standards. The world demands transformative mobility and transportation experiences, and these megatrends are putting tremendous pressure on the automotive industry to exponentially innovate and deliver safe, reliable, durable, and high-quality products at scale and at lower cost.
Yeah, so I think as you see, this small video talks a lot, and I will try to give a little concise view on some of the things which I feel are happening already and which will shape out the future for personal mobility. One which I think seems very obvious is about electrification. It is about alternate fuel, and within alternate fuel, it looks like electrification is headed and has a lot of tailwinds behind, which will sort of support the movement towards electrification in cars. Then it is about connected cars, and digitalization is making a lot of changes there. And then autonomous driving. I think this is, if we put all these three things together, I think we'll see how things are going to evolve from here. So let me start with the electrification. And I think as we see around us, every day we hear new companies coming in and investing in electrification. And as we walked in, we saw Tata Motors electric cars standing out. They are already on the road. Tesla has been around for more than 10 years globally. And I think the time has come that electrification is catching and creating a lot of, it has moved from a point where people were curious about electric cars to a point where actually people are buying electric cars. That's already happening. But as we just heard, one key thing is about the range anxiety. How long, if I buy an electric car, how I'm going to refuel it or recharge it, and how long it's going to last. And I think this is one key area which is going to change over a period of time. It has changed already to a level, and I think it will go beyond that. So let me, this is the big race right now. The innovation is happening in this area from various perspectives, whether from a chemistry perspective, electronics perspective. You look at, I think this is a big area of innovation which will create a shape for electrification as we move forward. And all the big battery makers who are there are in this race. So let me give you an example of Volvo. We have recently launched our XC40 Recharge, which is a full electric car. It comes with a range of around 418 kilometers as per WLTP cycle. Very soon, we will have a car which will have a 500 kilometer range. and then not very far away, what I'm talking is in terms of months, few months later we will have also a range up to 600 kilometers. This is happening, this is already there, it's just being tested and they will come in. But things are going to go beyond this, and again, that's the race I was talking about, and that's how this mobility will change. Because even if you look at from this perspective of 400 to 500 kilometers, I think already this takes care of the urban mobilization. If you have to go use a car up and down within the same city, if you have a 400 kilometer range, I think one charge and maybe it will last for the whole week. Question is, when you go out station, how do you do it? And that's where the range comes in, where you don't have any anxiety. So I think other Mercedes and CATL recently have also announced they're working on range up to 1000 kilometers, which is also going to come. Again, it's a matter of time. And then charging speed, how fast they can go from 0 to 80 or 30 to 80 range is something which is bound to happen. And I think now the real work which is happening is taking it beyond 1600 kilometers, which is like 1000 miles. That is where I think the race is going on. And I think in this area, the innovation will come from changing it from a typical lithium ion to maybe a sodium ion batteries. That is some area of development which is happening on solid state batteries. And the whole idea here is how do we make them cheaper? How do we make them denser? And how do we make them lighter? And I think this is the change which will happen and will take us to a 1000-mile range, and not too far in our future. It is going to happen. And a lot of work is already happening in this direction. So I think this is one area in electrification where you will see the battery development bringing better range, and I think taking away the anxiety. And this is one area which I believe will shape the future of mobility, and that's why electrification is catching on because it's already visible. The next one is about connectivity and digitalization. I will focus more on the connectivity. And nowadays we talk about, I think, the communication channels. In automobiles, it is happening that what we call as V2X, which is vehicle to everything. Vehicle will be able to talk to everything. And what do I mean by everything? Basically, it means vehicle can talk to pedestrian, a V2P, vehicle can talk to infrastructure, road signs, vehicle can talk to the other vehicle. So it's like that this whole connectivity will bring in what is called as this data will bring in connectivity. And why we are doing this, as we just heard, is about from a road safety perspective, that's the ultimate aim, that how do we ensure that these cars become more and more safe, they are efficient from traffic perspective, how cities can manage traffic better over a period of time. This will help there, and also energy saving. So these are the things which again are shaping up. This will sort of add up in creating the next level of autonomous also. Some of the examples, some of the connectivity is already there in our cars. In some or the other way, MG in India is already offering, we are also offering some connectivity. Volvo Trucks has connected facilities available, Mercedes, Hyundai. So in some way it is already there. But I think this will go to what I said, V2X. That's where I think we are headed, and again a lot of work is happening there, and we'll see this coming out very quickly as we move on. And then this actually leads to autonomous driving. This is again something which is of great interest, what we call as self-driving cars. While one angle is regulatory, the other angle is technology. I think technology is developing very fast in this direction, and autonomous is going to be also a future. So if you put these three things together, I think we can already see the shape of future coming. But typically, as we know, I think this autonomous drive will have various components related to GPS, which already we know is very well developed. But now we are also having radar sensors, LiDAR, which is about light detection. Even in dark hours you can drive, and I think the light sensors can guide the car moving on, cameras. So all that is already there in some sense. So what do I mean by that? Effectively, the level of autonomous is going to sort of move from a 0 to a 5 range. Already level 2 is there. Tesla is sort of the car that they have are typically, we can call them as loosely level 2. Maybe technologically they claim that they are level 3. Regulatory wise they're not allowed, so then hence they are confined to level 2. So Up to level 2 is basically some sort of human intervention. Beyond level 2, it will become like a human intervention goes away and it's just the car which will drive itself and will take all the decisions, and then which type of decisions this will change. Again, this is developing together with regulatory. Both technology and regulations are developing, because as technology gives more confidence, regulations will come. So it's an interplay, and I think this is another area which will definitely develop as far as autonomous driving is concerned. And already what is happening is not just the legacy auto players, but many companies beyond that are already investing in autonomous driving technology. Apple is sort of one example which I think most of us know, but there are so many others who are also coming in and sort of investing, which shows that the development will happen faster than we thought. So I think that's another thing which is developing. Yeah, so I think, as I said, electrification, connectivity, autonomous driving, and obviously many things beyond that related to connectivity are going to shape our future. And I'm sure, as I said earlier, all of us have our views. I have mine, and I'm sure some of this will take shape, some of this will probably head in a different direction, but somewhere we are heading in the direction which I just shared with you. So thank you so much.